I did the same thing last video. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, it's Danny Ray and welcome to my channel. Welcome, hello, howdy, how are all of you? I'm doing great. I hope all of you are doing fantabulous, amazing. Hello. Welcome to part 2 of my life story, however I'm calling this. I don't know at this point. Yep. Welcome to part 2 of my life story. This one's childhood, elementary school days, and yep. Before we get started though, like a reminder, if you haven't already, please subscribe, press the notification bell so you know every time I post. Click the notification bell because so then you will be notified when the next part will be. And if you haven't, check out my last one. Check out my last. I don't know why you would click part 2 if you didn't watch part 1, but go ahead and click my last one. It'll be linked below. Also, my video before that will be linked below. And yeah, please leave a like, comment, and follow me on Instagram. And okay, I think that's it. One day we're gonna be more better at this, but like y'all, darlings, loves, huns, it's not today. Okay. Alrighty, now let's get straight into today's video. Boom. Hello. Yes, okay, I'm back. Yep. Okay, so we left off, I did first grade, but first, before I get into more of that, I had other funny stories that I wanted to say from when I was a child. 2 of them have to do with my brother, eldest brother. I thought it would be really funny to say. So real quick, when my oldest brother had first, I didn't think it was the first time he watched me by himself. He had to change me, like change my diaper and change my clothes. He put everything on backwards, my diaper and my own clothing. Like I think I had like a romper on or something, or like a overall or something like that, and he put it all on backwards. And my mom comes home and she's like, how did you do this? Like, how did you put everything on backwards? He had no words. He was like, he was a teenager, so you know. And then another time he was watching me, apparently I was playing, so I had like this princess table. It was like a pink table, had princesses on it, and it was like a pink table and like pink chairs. And I had this thing for a long time, like even after this, but he was watching me, and apparently I was playing, and when he stands up, he faints. I don't know what happened. He doesn't know what happened. He just faints. Go boom, and he wakes up to me saying, "My chair." His face broke my chair. Okay, his face broke my chair, and apparently I was so upset. I did not care about him at all. I cared about my chair. Because it was broken. And he's like, do you not remember that? I was like, no. He's like, you started laughing at me. I was like, yeah, I don't remember any of that. But I was like, I did wonder why I only had one chair though. I had one chair. So yeah, those are the 2 stories I really wanted to say from when I was little, like really young. I thought that was all really funny. Anyways, back to it. Where I left off when I was going into first grade, because this is elementary school. Hopefully we get to 3rd grade, because that's where some stuff went down. Okay, first grade, we move me and mother moved from my grandmother's house because remember in kindergarten I lived in Maryland with my grandmother and my mother, and I spent all of kindergarten there. Something else happens, that'll be for a date. Then me and mom come back to Virginia. Me, my brothers, and my mother and my father all move into a townhouse. And I went to first grade. I don't remember first grade too much, but I will say some stuff happened. Like there's certain things that's like maybe one day I'll have my mother and my brother talk about it, because they would remember more. I don't remember. I can't remember, but I don't remember this. And it was kind of a crazy thing. Maybe one day if y'all on that frequency, then you know we'll talk about it. But I don't remember that year. uh, I remember school. I remember I would play outside a lot. One time I was walking, I took walks all the time. I was walking to me and my brother, my second eldest brother, and his girlfriend at the time, we go on a walk. We're probably walking to the park or something, because I loved the park. And we're walking. We lived, neighborhood was townhouses, like the backyards. Where the backyards where there was like more grass in between the backyards. If you know, you know, if you lived in a place with townhomes, then you would know. But if not, look it up. I don't know. We were walking, and I was up ahead because I think I was riding my scooter, I think. And oh, sorry, that just reminded me of my Barbie bike I got in kindergarten for my back in Christmas. Anyways, riding my scooter, and I was up ahead of them, okay? And as I'm riding past, a truck comes flying through from where all the backyards are. No truck, no car should be back there. It's grass, like it's grass, because it's the in between of each backyard of each back of the townhouses. He comes flying through, almost hits me. He almost hits me. My brother was livid that day. He was livid because it's like, you almost just ran over my sister. Other funny thing was, because I was a walker. Okay, if you know what that is, you walk to school. Because school wasn't that far. You know, sometimes my oldest brother had to pick me up, and he didn't have a car, so he would walk, and he would be late too, and they would be mad, whatever. And so we would, oh, my mom, early one morning, my mom and my second oldest brother walked me to school, and they went around the front of the school to like wave at me. So I was walking with my friend, and she was like, "Is that your mom and your brother?" No. Tripping. She's like, "Is that your mom and your dad?" I was like, "That's my mom and my brother." Like, that's her son right there. My mom's small, so she can be seen as very young. You know, a lot of people, when it used to be me and her, and we used to like go to Maryland, usually because it was always me and her in Maryland, everyone thought I was her only kid, or I was her oldest, which is crazy that you would think I had like younger siblings, but or usually it was I was her oldest. Or they'd be like, "How old are you? How old are you?" And she'd be like, "Blah blah blah." I'm like, "I thought you were way younger. Like, I thought you were younger." She's like, "No, I have sons who are in their 20s." It's like, I thought she was your only child, or your oldest or something. And I was like, that's crazy. And because I'm sure many times that if I ever was out with like my brothers, either or, they probably would think like when I was younger I was like their kid, but I wasn't their kid. I wasn't, you know. So yeah, that was funny. I was in Girl Scouts in first grade. I hated it, by the way. Maybe if you want, I could talk about that, a story time, how I was like in Girl Scouts. I hated it. some things went down, some crazy stuff, not crazy stuff, but something went down that kind of was like, wow, maybe one day. Nothing much happened that year. I had a great Christmas. My grandmother came and she came for Christmas, and we just shared the bed, and I got mad at her. I forgot what I got mad at her for. She said something. I got mad at her and I left my room and sat outside the room. My mom kept us there. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm mad at her. I can't remember what. Okay, we gotta know. My grandmother, oh, I loved her so much. But I loved all my grandparents, but it took a lot to deal with her. I'm not gonna lie to you. It did take a lot, but she had her moments. She was very funny, but we'll get more into that later on. Yeah, so then we had problems in that house. Okay, in that townhouse. The landlord wouldn't do much. We had ants. So we had ants, and in my bedroom they were really bad, and like I couldn't sleep in my bedroom anymore. I slept in the living room. A lot of stuff went on, so we had to leave. So we left, and we went back to my grandparents' house, if I remember correctly, and that's where that's the summer that my appendix ruptured. You want to see the story time? I have it in my last video. It's linked in part 1. It's linked in the description. Maybe I might link it again in this description. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe, might as well, I guess, if you haven't seen the video. So me and mom went to visit my grandmother, campground. Go watch that video if you want to know the whole extent of it. That happened. So I had surgery. Lovely. Then I turned 7 that summer. What did we do for that summer? I don't know. What did we do for my birthday? I don't know. Every year though, we always went to my grandparents' house and sung happy birthday. I miss those days. We used for everyone's birthday, sing happy birthday, eat cake and ice cream, get food. You get to choose what cake you want. You get to choose what food you want. It's your day. I always did everything for everyone. I mean, funfetti all the way through. Funfetti cake. But ice cream, funfetti. That was literally almost all of our favorites. Like, we all loved funfetti. Only one other time I had like a store, like my grandfather ordered a cake, and it was a SpongeBob pirate themed cake. I can't tell you what year that was. I might be able to look it up. I think I found that picture somewhere. I might be able to see what age I was, but I was literally so happy that year. So happy. But usually we made the cake. Like, I would make it with like my grandmother and all. My grandma, goodness, my grandma, my dad's dad, my dad's mom. Oh my goodness, I'm tripping. I'm stumbling over my words. Anyways, sorry. Every year we sing happy birthday, do cards, all of that, and something that my family would do, my dad's side of the family would do, is a lot of people, I'm getting all over the place, but hold on. I'm saying all the lighthearted stuff before we get too deep. In our family, it used to be like we would get each other monkey cards, and we used to call each other monkeys. People would think we would be so messed up, and let me tell you why. Hey y'all, you haven't noticed, I'm mixed. Okay, I'm mixed. Alright, black and white. My mom is white, my daddy's black. Okay, people would find us real messed up. Okay, like, that's crazy. That's wild, y'all. Call each other monkeys. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Also used to smack food out of people's hands. Like it was that was like the mission, the game. You would smack food out of people's hands. There's stories. There's stories. Everyone knew not to mess with me and my food. Like, you don't mess with me and my food. I will take it a step farther. So no one would. One time me and my little cousin, me and him, we had candy bars, and he smacked mine out of my hand. It was still in the wrapper, right? And so, because I would have to do things to make sure that, like, especially him, would he would stop. Like, don't do that, because he would take things really, like, he would do things take a little too far. So I got not really mad, but I got mad, and I like pushed him, and then I grabbed his Kit Kat, right? So in the wrapper. He said, stop, you're taking it too far. And I threw it across the room. He was still in the wrapper. He was fine. You're taking it too far. And my brother thought that was so funny. He was sitting there and was like, he thought it was so funny. But I do that to make sure you don't mess with me and my food. You just don't do that. You know, one time my brother smacked a cracker out of my hand when I was 9. I still hold a grudge to this day. Maybe not now, but I definitely did for a long time. Like, you smacked the cracker out of my hand. It was a good cracker too. It was so good. Like, it wasn't like, oh, it made me mad. Anyways, that's a whole sidetrack, but that's a little sneak peek. So yeah, we used to do birthdays and all that, all the cousins in the basement. We'd play roughhousing, whatever, play fighting, playing tag, playing ball, whatever we could do. And so yeah, that summer I don't really remember much, but then we ended up moving back to my grandmother's house, and I went to 2nd grade at my old kindergarten school. Okay, I was there for a few months. Not very long. I had a lot of friends. I saw my old best friend from kindergarten. You know, we I was having fun, but stuff was happening behind the scenes, and all of that, and yada yada, dramas, as you'll find out that happens in my family a lot. And I was having a lot of fun. And because a brand new teacher came in, I was going to be in her new class, and a girl, I was in one day in that class, because it happened on a Friday, and I was there, and this girl that I knew from kindergarten, she was also mixed, and, you know, ignorant kids and ignorant people, even though where I lived in Southern Maryland, well, maybe not at that time, but no, there was. Well, as I grew older, I was around there a lot. In Southern Maryland, where I lived, there was just a lot of black and white and a lot of mixed kids. There was a lot of mixed kids, and that's why I always felt like at home there, even though, oh, those schools are horrible, bad, and it got really bad as the years went on. I probably at home because there was a lot of mixed kids, but it really frustrated me because the first ever time, I forgot to say this, but in kindergarten, for every time I'm in public school, everyone thought I was this other girl because we were both mixed. And that really, really messed me up a little bit because I was never myself. Like, in school, maybe up until, I don't know, 5th grade, I don't know, I was never myself. Either someone had the same name as me or whatever. But, you know, that was the first time that it really made me mad. So I don't know, maybe my teacher knew or something, I don't know. But me and the girl, that people still thought I was her. See, I told you, ignorant people, ignorant kids that don't know nothing, just assuming. We didn't really look alike, we just were mixed girls, curly haired girls. Okay, maybe have the same skin complexion, maybe we just tan, but like, come on now. I used to be tanner back then. Okay, all right, okay. See pictures? I was darker, and we actually became friends. You know, my teacher put us together. I left the school. Let me tell you what happened. But then it was October. It was opportunity my father had. opportunity, yeah, and his aunt was like, you can come live with me in Ohio. So my dad had to try to convince me and my mom to go. For reasons, I won't get into that. I was excited for a new adventure. I didn't really think about it. Even though I was so excited about the school I was at, so excited where I was, and very happy with where I was like, oh, it's a new adventure, yada yada yada. I didn't really think about anything about I was leaving my family behind. I wasn't gonna see my brothers, I wasn't gonna see my cousins, I wasn't gonna see my grandparents, I wasn't gonna see anyone that I've known my whole life, you know, at that point, 7 years of my life. And it was like, I didn't really think about it. But I was like, yeah, I was so excited. It's like that kind of like convinced my mom to go. And maybe if you want me to do, I'll do a story time of our trip to Ohio. Because things went down, y'all. That's supposed to be an 8-hour drive from here. From here to Ohio, where we're going to Ohio, which was near Kentucky. Yo, 8-hour drive turned to 14 hours. 14 hours. If you want me to, I'll do a story time. Leave a like, comment. I'll do a story time. Some stuff went down. So we did that drive, and we finally get there, and I start school, but it took me a while to start school, just for reasons or whatever. So the whole class knew who I was before I even got there. Everyone knew my name, everything, and it was like, when I first got there, like, oh, finally you got here. I was like, huh? Like, we didn't think that you were real. I was like, what? I guess I was being like teased of like being like coming new student, yada yada. I don't know. What's really crazy is that where we lived, it was a small town. Okay, it was a small town. And they actually filmed a Hallmark Christmas movie there during Christmas. They filmed one there. And the neighborhood we lived in, just years prior, and they just allowed Black people to live there. So they're very religious there. Everyone had Bible names, you know. Everyone went to church. A lot of homeschooled kids. A lot of them were homeschooled in that neighborhood. There's a lot of kids though. A lot of kids. It was a lot of fun. The first year they were a lot of fun. Loved second grade, even though I had beef with people. Don't even get me started. One day maybe I'll talk about it. But I was fine. I didn't really think about it. I didn't really think about I didn't think about it. I still got phone calls from family members. I talked to my Grammy. I talked to my aunt. You know, different people. I talked to people, and I didn't think about it. I was having fun. I made a lot of friends in my neighborhood. We caused mischief. We did all these things. You know, I had a lot of fun. A lot of good friends. Good year, but then came the summer of 2014. The summer of 2014, right? Yeah. Yes, summer 2014. Yes. Sorry. Because it was 2014. And we got a call. And it was from, I'm gonna say it happened like this. My grandma, and we were told that she got diagnosed with breast cancer, and that it'd be a good idea to come down for the summer and see her. So my mom and dad was like, okay, we're going on a road trip down back to Virginia for the summer for that. So we went. Okay, before any of that, my mom and dad were driving down the road one day, and my dad thought on the road was just a trash bag, so he went to just drive over it. My mom stopped him. It was a little kitty, a little girl kitty, and they took her to the vet and everything. See, she was chipped, yada yada, nothing. And so they're like, oh, if we keep her, we have to put her down, something like that. Crazy, it's a kitten. Okay, we'll take her. So my parents get home. I'm like, what is this? What's going on? We have a kitty in the thing. Like, oh, a kitty? Oh my goodness! You know, we couldn't keep her. So we were trying to find people to like take her. No one would take her, and then it was like, well, we're coming back to Virginia. My second eldest brother said he would take the cat. Like they would take him, his girlfriend at the time would take the cat. So the first name I wanted to name her was Allie, because I loved Austin and Allie at the time. I was like, Allie, of course. But I decided as a little child, little 7-year-old, I'm gonna call her Sweetheart. I think that's what her original name was Sweetheart, right? Just called her that. Adorable kitty. This time we drove back to Ohio, it was fine, 8 hours, we knew where we were going. But I had to take care of the cat. She was in the back seat with me, and she meowed every 5 minutes for food. It's like, girly, I just went to sleep. Meow, meow. I love you, but like, Sweetheart. Or no, not Sweetheart. Her name was Sweetie. I am her Sweetie, or something like that. So, drive back. I think the first people we see is my brothers, because they end up moving together. My brother, his girlfriend at the time, and my other brother lived in an apartment together, and we saw them first, and I think that's what happened, and brought the cat to them. And my brother was like, well, what's her name? I was like, Sweetie. He's like, why would they name her Allie, like Alley Cat? I was like, that's the first name I thought of in the first place. I should have just stuck with that. So her name ended up being Allie. I don't know if she's still alive, to be honest with you. I don't know. She might not be alive anymore, because you know how many years ago that was? That was, well, we said 2014, didn't I? Yeah. Ooh, that was 11 years ago. I mean, she still could be alive. My grandmother's cat named Baby Girl lived until she was 15, so you know, I don't know. So we came back. And we saw them, played. You know, it was very fun. That's the first year I ever watched Once Upon a Time. I found, you know, we started watching it. Was that? No, yeah, it was. And I fell in love with that show. Everything felt normal to me. It made me realize how much I missed everyone. I got to see everyone. All my family lived, you know, in the DMV, and I had a lot of fun. Then it kept being postponed when we could go back to Ohio. My school year already started. We're like, oh, you can't come back yet, blah 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 blah, whatever, a bunch of different things. And it was finally our last day there. And the day before, pretty much all my cousins, except for one, right? Maybe. I think they all spent the night at my grandparents' house. And we weren't allowed to sleep in the basement, but this time my grandparents allowed it, and we all slept in the basement all together. It made me cry. Ugh. One thing my dad told me when I started social media, I said this before, is don't cry on social media. Last day, and this crushed me. I had my 8th birthday there. I turned 8. All those different things. I turned 8 years old. So I'm 8 now. And I didn't realize I was leaving, to be honest, and it crushed me so much. And me and my little cousin, actually me and my three cousins, we were all like this, but me and my little cousin, because I saw him a lot more, were like this, you know, very close. My little brother, you know, and I don't think, because he was also so young, I think he was 6 at the time. He hadn't turned 7 yet. He turned 7 in November, you know. So he didn't really realize I was leaving. He thought I was staying back forever. And I remember I was in the car and all my cousins and my grandparents were outside. And the look on his face broke me. Oh, it broke me. It broke me. It really did. That look haunted me for a very long time. And that's all for reasons, you know. I won't ever get into that. But we go and we see my brothers last. It was just like, it was really hard, you know, and it was something. So we go back. I feel like everything changed. Welcome to one of the worst years of my life. 3rd grade, 8 years old. This is the juicy stuff. But to be honest with you, I think we're wait for part 3. I've been filming for so long, and I don't want it to be too long, you know, and all of that, and take us time editing. This time I will give you a little sneak peek of third grade. I promise these things will be, I'll get to the point faster, but this is me coping. This is me trying. I'm trying, y'all, okay? I am trying, and I hope you stick around. But 3rd grade was the worst year of my life. Not the worst, it's one of the worst years of my life. It was very hard for me, especially being so young and only being 8 years old and not really comprehending things I had to comprehend years later. And we'll get to that when we get to that point. But it took me until I was 13, 14 to really understand everything that happened back then. And it was really hard. And I'm being real as possible without it being anyone else's business except for my business. But like, it was something. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the decline. This is the decline. 8 years old, 3rd grade was the decline of a lot of things, and where my life drastically changed from up until now, honestly. 11 years, I'm tripping. 10 years, I'm only 18. 10 years, a lot has happened in 10 years, in those 10 years. So that's it. Come back for part 3. Part 3 will be the worst years of my life. We'll say. And yeah, stick around. Come back for part 3. Please subscribe, push the notification bell so you can get notified when part 3 comes out. Check out the rest of my videos if you haven't already. Leave a like, comment down below, and all the videos I've mentioned in this video should all be linked down below if you haven't seen them. Check them out. Please do stick around. Very soon things are happening, and I hope I have better videos for you. That not all of them will be sit-down videos. I promise you. We'll do other things, but things are going on in my life right now. I want to get these done so then we can be current. Okay, current. And maybe at the end of the story time series thing, maybe we'll do, you know, if I have people watching, a Q&A or something, and you can ask me any questions. And yeah, if I have to elaborate more, because I probably didn't really go into much detail. Probably not. I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Follow me on Instagram, do all that stuff. And I hope I get to see you in the next video. I hope you stick around and enjoy my journey. And I hope I help people. Anyways, have good night, good morning, good afternoon. Bye-bye.